What's up, everybody? Thanks for stopping by my channel, Esteemed Queen and Mentality. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell down below so that way you get to know when I post all of my tea talks. I don't have a lot of time. I've been ripping, racing, and running and doing everything in between. We got some new projects that are coming. We have some new shit that is popping. And yeah, life has been lifing. It's all worth it. Trust me when I tell you, it is all worth it. But needless to say, I am excited to finally be able to sit down. And so I wanted to come here. So I'm not going to take too much of y'all time, but I may take a minute or two. So welcome or welcome back. For the ones who are new here, hello. And for the ones that are returning, what it do, what's gonzons. So as always, I think our other church announcements are down below, but go ahead, get your water, get your wine, get whatever it is that you sipping on, get it and bring it close. Yes, yes, very southern with a Dunkin' Donut straw. Yes. All right, so I think I'm going to make a playlist with this video. I'm not too sure yet, but I will tell you this much. You might want to sit a little close, you know what I'm saying? That way, you know, you feel special when I tell you this, you know what I'm saying? There you go. That way you feel special when I tell you this. So this tea talk is brought to you by isolation. You know, there comes a point in time, right? Literally just as frustrated as I just was, that I just showed you with trying to get my words together. A lot of times we come across chapters, people, journeys, lanes, avenues, crossroads, back roads, highways, interstates, freeways, you know what I'm saying, train tracks. We come to a place where, of course, we want to elevate and go higher. And of course, it takes us being able to take a step back humbly and readjusting. Now, that can be very easy to say for some, and it can be the opposite for others. One is able to adapt, the other is having some challenges with navigating through it. However, you know, the majority of my subscribers, there comes a time where, you know, we need to level up. We need to level up. We need to boss up. One of my first videos I did about 6 years ago was how to level up, how to boss up. That's one of my most popular videos to date, and I meant every word to this day in that video. And today we're going to add on to it. All right, 6 years later, yes, we're going to add on to it. And so we get to this point in place, we realize, remember I had said, like, we realize that our setbacks are set ups. Now, about that setup part, that setup part, I know sometimes I feel like I want to meet Adam and Eve in a parking lot myself, you know. Needless to say, there's precedents for a reason, all right? There's a reason why things come beforehand to prep us. Because, you know, tests, homework, classwork, pop quiz, midpoint check is what my students call it. You're going to get tried at one point in time or another, you know. It doesn't work in your favor not to show up or let it slide off your back, but it does have you feel some type of justification when you're able to point something out and stand behind what you mean and mean what you say when you say that. So we need to talk about those time frames where we have to, like, recalculate, we have to readjust, we have to go back to the drawing board, so to say. And when we go back to the drawing board, we typically go into like that hermit mode. We stay to ourselves, we stay in, we close out people. Child don't even want to smell fresh air. That's how airtight a mofo is, when they just feel as if like just being to themselves and overthinking who they are versus, you're dealing with life and what it throws at you the best way you know how. See, I told you. You need to be sure that you sit close. So then that way you know that you're special. Okay? So, that's for whoever out there needs to hear that. Okay? Life is going to have you bend. It's your responsibility to not fold. Rewind it back if you need to hear it. Alright? And you're not going to fold. Because guess what? As you elevate and as you begin to learn different things about yourself, when it comes to your peace, there is no isolation. There is no, neglect, abandonment. It's none of that. What? Especially when your peace, you didn't miss it until like you realize a person, place, or thing just kind of just drains it, so to speak. But even then, we need to talk about the time frames where when we do level up, we no longer see it as those words, right? Because we've grown to understand, like, okay, something has to happen in the mix of me stepping aside. So some of us, we work on projects. Or you work more, you do more. You occupy your time with things that down the line, they're justified, fruits of your labor. You put in the work, you get the reward. And that leads us here, the starting point of this TeaTalk. All right, where, we go back to the drawing board. This is like drawing board visit number 2. All right, we here again, but we're not here for the same reason as last time. We're here to build off of that. Right? The only way for you to make an interstate is to make a bunch of roads and have them intertwine and somehow connect. All right. Well, guess what? The spark plug to your mindset somehow is going to get initiated by you knowing, all right, well, I learned this from the last time. So what am I to learn while I'm here? All right. Some of y'all are really in the mindset of wanting to be set up to level up. They have to work together though. So you can't skip the line on stuff. All right. School lunch is the same for everybody. Get your milk and wait in line. So that's what we need to talk about today when it comes to us leveling up, us being more enlightened as to what our purpose is. Because that's what we talk about over here, is our purpose. So I went ahead and did some due diligence since it's been a while and I haven't been able to see y'all for a little bit. I've been able to just write my stuff down, and then when I was able to come back, I'm gonna bring it to y'all. So needless to say, I've said a story in the past where when I had first moved away from home and I came down here with the mission, I came down here with an objective, I came down here knowing the path that I wanted to take, and I understood like the investment and the risk of leaving a place where I've known all my life to a place where I only knew 2 people. And that took some getting used to, but it was part of what needed to be along the way for me to be here. Hello. So we need to talk about, you're not going to be able to sell everybody on who you are, and you're not supposed to, okay? Because your energy is supposed to weed out the mofos to dodge. All right? The ones that are to be around you will be attracted to you, okay? A lot of times we jump the gun and we don't use our head. We use our heart first. And this is sometimes what brings us back to this drawing board number 2. but I got something for that ass. You know what I mean? If you know where I got that from, you all right with me. Okay, so first and foremost, when you go through this phase of, you know what, I want my peace and I just want to do me, guess what? You're eliminating distractions. That is the hardest thing to do. Child, that's like a smoker trying to quit on the first day, bitch. That is the hardest thing to do, is to eliminate distractions. Not withdraw, not you go and find a shell and hide like a crab. No. Eliminate. Get rid of them. You know how many sprays I'm pretty sure everybody got on their grocery list when they go to the store, that you spray it in the air and it's supposed to disinfect. It's supposed to spray it in the air and get rid of all these different sick viruses. You spray it in the air. You can clean the toilet bowl with it. Eliminate it. One way, or garbage disposal cleaner. Eliminate it. Get rid of it. All right, not you walking around on cotton trying to not aggravate the distraction. We don't need you there. It's time for you to go. Okay? Okay, rent is too fucking high for you to be living rent free. Get rid of the damn distraction. It's okay, they'll find someone else to go and disturb. That's their job. That's their purpose. But your purpose is to make sure you're able to read, discern, and dodge the BS. Because the BS is the distractions. And they're dressed up in all types of dandelions, flowers, mussels, you name it. Okay? It's the intelligence that's going to be able to help you find the red flags, see the red flags. All right? Okay. Secondly, when you get rid of the distractions, you eliminate them, you know, you got to recenter yourself, because now you can finally hear your thoughts. Now you can actually get it together, be like, okay, hold on now, let me just hush, y'all, hush, let me think. This is what I need to do. Write it down, make a vision board, journal it. Go see a therapist. Go talk to someone other than me. You know, do what you need to do to get it out there and be able to sort and filter through what you need to carry on and what you just need to leave right there. Discard and eliminate the distractions. When you filter what is your responsibility to carry and to take care of, whatever is left, distraction, eliminate it. It goes right back to number one. That first day of trying to quit smoking, bitch, I'm trying to tell you that goes back to number one. Okay? In order for you to hear yourself, see yourself, you got to be one with self. And you can't be one with self with everybody and their mama in your ear. You only got two of them. It gets draining sometimes. I know. It's okay. Because when they don't got nothing to talk about, they quit to withdraw from you. So it should be no problem for you to eliminate them. They do the work for you. Like, really. It's just you having to double down on yourself to know that you need to be in a positive mindset and positive environment in order for the elevation to happen. Come on now. I'm talking to somebody. Number 3, stop playing with me. Already did a video on it. So we're just going to build on top of that. You need not to make boundaries, okay? Go back to that video on how to make boundaries. I did that one. We're going to build off of that and say, reinforce your boundaries. Tell you why. Had to read about that thing. Almost caught me up one time, not that long ago. And so I'm just like, you know, myself said, why is it this is not clicking? It's like you tell them, and I mean, I speak 2-3 different languages, okay? So I tell them in all 3, and it's just like, it's not clicking. it's not clicking. So it's one or two things. You either don't want to hear me or you don't want to accept it. They both are going into the number one pile. Eliminate distractions. Because if you're not with me, you know, that kind of puts you on the opposite side of the street. So, yeah, distraction. So, I had to go back and I had to go back through some research that I did about, you know, definitely narcissistic abuse recovery. And it's parallel to what I learned when I went to school for addiction recovery. All right. When you feel as if you can go through step 1, 2, and 3, so on and so forth, all the way to 12, so fast paced. But then there's that one day. It's that one day that's going to try you, trigger you, and treat you like shit. And you're going to have to make sure that you don't want to, you know, go backwards. So you're going to have to go to your meetings. You're going to have to talk to your sponsor. You know, you're going to have to do whatever it is that you need to do for you to not cross that boundary you set for yourself, which is going back. And so that one day, it tried, it triggered you, and it treated you like shit. Now it's like you're in that remorseful state because it's like never again. Okay, well, if so happens you relapse, we need to go back a couple of steps to see where it is you kind of like cliff hung off of, and we need to start back from that step. Okay, so when I say reinforce your boundaries, it's making sure, look, you don't want to go through the shit twice. Okay, you don't want to go through the shit twice. Do you like buying 2 pairs of the same shoes at the same time? You don't want to go through the shit twice. You know, if you don't pay attention in the beginning, it's going to cost you more in the end. So reinforce your boundaries up front. Be stern about them. Be secure in them. Be confident in them. Understand, like, if it came down to it, you have to realize that your boundaries can be life or death. Like, for sure. And then a lot of times, the boundaries are what save us. So take it from someone who has gone back and forth, child, played tennis with my life so damn much. The irony of me playing tennis in high school, and yet my life just feels like I'm just going back and forth the whole entire time. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing a... So, reinforce your boundaries, all right? Because guess what? If your boundaries are solid, it's complicated for someone to have you fold. They will get frustrated with you quicker than you would get frustrated with them, all because you see what side of the street they're on. If they're for you and with you, there's no complication in respecting you. There's no, it's not complex to understand respecting you. But a mofo that's on the other side of the street is going to get frustrated, and they're going to try to see if they can wear you down. Gaslight, no light, sunlight, you name it, it's going to be used. And so just be the mirror and let it shine right back on them. Because again, make it easy for yourself. That's a distraction. All right, if you blinded with the truth, you'll eliminate it eventually. If the silent treatment don't work first, if changing your number don't work second, if you do the math. All right. But in order for you to make sure it clicks, you got to get rid of them. You got to recenter yourself. And you have to reinforce your boundaries. If you have to change them up a bit because you've learned things about yourself that you really want to take a little bit more seriously, that's called adulting. It's okay. It's not for you to reason with yourself in a light where it's like, well, I really don't want to do this and I hope that's okay. What? No, it is okay. It's fine. If you don't want to do this or you don't want to do that, that's totally, you're totally entitled to that. You got the same 24 hours as everybody else. what you decide to make a boundary out of, so on and so forth, you are well validated and entitled to do so. See, I told y'all to sit close in this one because I had the feeling you were going to feel special. All right, so number 4. Now that you took out the trash, Monday or Friday, I don't care what day it is, just get it out. I don't care if you got valet trash, put it outside. A possum or something will come and get it. Got rid of your distractions. Recentered yourself. Did a little pampering, you know what I'm saying? Reinforced your boundaries. Now, it's time for you to lock in on your priorities first and your goals second. Because that's what the recentering is all about, right? That's what you getting rid of distractions is all about, right? Being able to see clearly, not having too much on your plate, knowing exactly what it is. You getting rid of things that are distractions is you doubling down on yourself. That's you saying, like, you know what, bitch, if all the poker chips had my name on it like George Washington, I'm putting all them motherfuckers on the table. I got me. You know why? You eliminated the distractions. You don't need nothing that's not going to help your purpose or serve you. Then you made sure you got yourself back together. Like, come on, bitch. You grabbed yourself by your imaginary ponytail and you put yourself in that corner and said, look, let me tell you something. Reinforce your boundaries so this shit doesn't have to happen again. Govern yourself accordingly. And now that you have reparented yourself and you got shook between that washer and dryer, it's time for you to realize your priorities. Your health and your wealth, your family, and whatever keeps you grounded should be at the top of the list. Those are your priorities. Those are your roots. That's your foundation. All right? No one likes to be outside if they can afford to live somewhere. So we all have a conscience, and our discernment, when we work on it in ourselves, it makes us feel more secure. We as people don't feel safe until we are secure. Proven fact. So why not make sure your foundation is straight? That's what part of realigning and recentering yourself is. That's why it's so important. And all of what I just let you know about, all of that, doubling down, getting rid of shit that don't serve you, yeah, you're showing up for yourself. And not only are you showing up for yourself, you're upping the ante on that shit. Because guess what? Everyone in the world can go to sleep tonight. Wake up tomorrow. Who's going to be your biggest cheerleader? You. You and the higher power is going to be your biggest cheerleaders. So why not double down on yourself and up the ante and get rid of bullshit? Why? Why eat a perfectly good dish and have someone come and take a big dump in it? Because literally, when you let distractions be around, your favorite food is now your most hated. All because you added something into the mix that was not needed. And sometimes people in relationships, it's okay, let them go. They were needed when they needed to be, and now that they need to be to the left, you need to be right on your way. Okay? So, I think I'm going to try to put a little playlist together for this. Nothing too drastic, but I'll see what I can do. Alright, outside of that, I'm going to leave it here for this video. Tell me down below, how do you up the ante and like double down on yourself? Like, how do you, how do you raise your value? I would love to know. Everybody does something different for their own self-empowerment, and you being able to stand in who you are, you're on the right track. See? Air hug. Alright, so be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and hype this video so that way we can get back into the algorithm. And outside of that, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.